charge 308 an hour just to give you 40 numbers. If I have the number, I will never give you.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Break It Down. Do you believe in fate when it comes to love? It's Valentine's Day is coming soon, and every year around this time, people either feel very loved or very lonely and confused. So today, we're going to break down, is love something that's written out by fate and fortune for you, or is it something that you choose yourself? So to help us with this, we have Ling today with us, of renowned palmist in Singapore, and Janice, our colleague who's single and ready to mingle, and actually pretty into horoscopes and fate also. So we want to get their perspective into this love relationship and advices. So before we jump into readings and we want to know a bit more about our guests. So Ling, I did some stalking on your background. And it's not something that we usually expect lah. So I believe you were from a fashion industry, then you switched to this industry in palmistry itself. How did this started off?
So actually started out from a very young age. So my parents, they can also do palm reading. They just don't do it as a business. My dad has his own marine business. My mom has her own water filtration business. But actually my family is actually quite spiritual as well. So my dad can do palm and face reading. And my family generally is also quite intuitive. So this actually started from a very young age because I'm very, very close to my dad. And I'm very, very inspired by my dad. So it actually started out when I was very young. I think I was like 7 or 8 during my formative years, and then I saw my dad sitting at the sofa and he was just doing this. What are you doing? He's like reading my future. So I was like, Then obviously, I'm somebody who's naturally very, very curious in life. So after that I said, so how do you read your future? He was like, I read books and stuff. So after that then so my dad has a whole collection of palmistry, tarot, numerology related books, like those from beginner to many different authors and writers. So it's just very interesting. It's like, how is this concept? So I'll go to school, and after school, after my extra curriculum, because I like reading, actually I'm actually a nerd, like very geeky, and I love books. So after playing with a Barbie doll, doing all my 习字, that kind, then I'll just start reading the books. I'll be like, oh my god, so interesting. So I started with those very basic ones, and then after that, then I'll ask my dad to tell me if whatever I read or interpreted was correct. But my dad is a man of few words. Really, I talk 30 sentences, say one sentence. So I say, okay, can you show me when is my affinity? Will I get a good husband? He said yes. I said, next time will I earn money? Will I earn a lot of money? He said yes. He said, have a good future? Will I be happy? He said yes. I said, how you say yes? He said, this line. I said, so what does this line mean? Then he said, it means like that. I said, so it means good. He said, yeah, good. I said, so what is good? He said, good law. Please just walk away. So of course I was like,
what is it?
Yeah,
what
does that mean?
There are 5 lines.
So that fueled me to be very obsessed, to just keep reading and reading and reading. And then because of this, I just started being obsessed. So I was self-taught. So I think I read 几十本书. Like many books, and I self-taught this myself, inspired by my dad basically. And then after that, I think when I was in poly, I was actually very lucky. So I was just casually telling a few friends. I said, actually, I can do palm reading, but I don't know if I'm accurate, so just give it a try. But I was very lucky. It just spread like wildfire. Everybody talk and stuff. But then I was very, very lucky. Everybody said very positive things. So they just said then so it was an inspiration. I think I was like 18 or 19. Then somebody came to me and said, why don't you do this paid reading? So I was like, so after that, so I just gave it a try, and I was just very lucky. So it became gradually like my sideline business, but I was pursuing my fashion career. So I graduated from London College of Fashion with a BA Honours in Buying Merchandising.
Wow, that's why she dressed so nice today.
Thank you. And then after that, so it was a little bit like a dual lifestyle. So a daytime I was doing fashion business related work, and then the side I was doing this as a sideline business. And then I think it just came to a point that I do enjoy fashion, but I realized I enjoy consuming fashion more than working in fashion. I'm still very, very passionate about fashion. I'm very grateful for all opportunities because I had a very it helped me develop a very international mindset. It gave me a lot of very amazing exposure, but I just felt more fulfilled in this. I don't know, I think I'm just a very intuitive woo-woo person also. I don't know how to explain that. So I just felt more connected in this, and I was very, very lucky, and I just feel that deeper sense of resonance in this. So one day I was just like, okay, I'm just going to give it a try. So I just quit my job my last job was in a big fashion company.
Wow.
A luxury fashion company. I was doing fashion merchandising then. And then I just decided like, okay, I'm just going to give this a try while still looking for a corporate job. So I never really thought this was my business, but I just started doing. And I just don't think I just do every day. I don't think I just execute, just do. And I'm just very lucky. I was like, hey, it became a business. So it's been like 4.5 years, like full time.
Nice.
Before that, it was like a sideline for about more than a decade.
And so interestingly, because you say you quit your job while doing your sideline, is there a point of time where you know that you can do this for a long term? I'm pretty sure the sideline has grown to a certain level, right? That gives you the confidence. Or you just whack.
To be honest, I'm somebody that think a lot. I reflect a lot in my session, but I don't really like to project into fear. I never really thought that, this is definitely going to be business. It's not that like, 我自己算, that definitely I'll be like, this is my business. But I just saw my palm lines that I was supposed to do a service related sort of like business at
So
around
you write your
27,
own-
27, 28. But I never think too much, and it says service related. It never say palmistry. So it's like things like a bit like, since the more you don't project fear or controlling illusions, the more it's just meant for you. It was only after doing it for about 2 years. I'm honestly very, very lucky. Like I have a lot of benefactors that support me, and I met a lot of inspiring people to hear a lot of like their amazing stories, and I'm very, very lucky that they are willing to think that it's a safe space to share. Of course, it's also my responsibility to have strict non-disclosure agreement policy, so NDA policy is my session. But I realized that through this, over time as I keep doing it, I realized that embodying fulfillment is actually really a habit. It's not something that is supposed to be given by affinity or even in a job. And then over time I just realized that, this is really my direction. I'm just very happy.
Yeah, it sounds very passionate
Yeah.
and very driven about this.
I really am. I still am. I've been doing this for more than 10 years. I
can
still
see the
am.
fire burning in your eyes.
Is it the fire or is it the joke?
No, pretty sure it's a fire. It's different. So when we talk about palmistry, I think for the audience who are not familiar with it, how do you describe to them? Because when you mention about palmistry, I think some people in the audience may be skeptical about it, whether it's something that is true or not true.
Yeah.
But based on what I hear just now, there's actually a lot of studies and a lot of books that you read. So,
Yes.
how do you describe to them in terms of...
In simple layman terms, think of this as, it's to a certain extent a little bit woo-woo as well, but think of this as like ancient statistics, ancient metaphysics. So it's really studying your palm to have a reflection of your current actions, your conscious and subconscious thoughts and perspectives that will actually give me an indicator, which gives me a very, very good space for me to potentially provide certain sense of like guidance or advice on what your potential future might be. I specifically use potential, so it's not set in stone. And so what we do, right, is actually very much analyzing the ratio. So for example, the ratio of like, the length of your fingers according to your palm, the ratio of the length of your heart line and your mind line, how deep the lines are, where the lines intersect, everything all makes a difference. So think of it as just like ancient creative statistics.
It's interesting when you say that things are not set in stone. Because when we look at our palm, I don't observe it every day, so I don't know what changes go through in my
As
palm
in
also.
when we grow older, wouldn't there be like more lines? Like,
No,
does the
actually
fortune change with
yes.
like as a person age? As like so when you're young, a person's hand will be smoother or something like that. Then when you're older, then like more lines come out. Does
But
it
the
change?
wrinkles and palm lines are totally different. So you can tell the disparity. And even, for example, maybe say if you go through a surgery or a cut, right? The lines are totally different from your palm lines as well.
So pretty much the palm lines are set in stone when you're birth? Or
No, actually no.
you
So
was-
when like newborn babies were born, right?
Yep.
There are only 3 key major lines on your hand line. So it will be your heart line, your mind line, your lifeline, and for some people there'll be certain fate line and certain lines across the mouth. So it's like the very basic impartial ones. So because the reason as to why it's like that is, right, is because you're just born, your life is a blank slate. So as we grow and as we age, right, even as children, even we are unable to articulate our thoughts freely, naturally, from whatever we are exposed to, right, in our conscious and subconscious, we will naturally build our character. And to a certain extent, if we project consistency of certain character, be it impartial, good or bad, it can potentially change or alter your destiny in a certain way. So for example, if maybe say as you get older and as you grow up, if you start making decisions on wanting to work on your limitations, then probably there are certain affinity of when you are meant to have a breakthrough. But how deep that breakthrough is to equate to more positive recognition and money, those lines can change or deepen accordingly. So maybe timing won't change, but the lines are deeper and there are more, like for example, money lines appearing or more inflow lines appearing. It can also potentially change your trajectory moving forward.
Wow.
So, but maybe say for example, if you're 20s, in your early 20s, and you are like disciplined, dedicated in a new direction, then naturally, right, projected based on that conscious assumption, there might be maybe say a potential for success. But by your 30s or 40s, if you choose to take on a lazy or victimhood mindset and not embodying your potential, so you're not reflecting potential, actualizing into reality, right, over time, your influence and money lines will also gradually disappear.
Wow.
I actually have a similar experience like this because, like, personally, I myself, I'm single. It's hard to find.
We don't.
I'll put my Instagram. But anyways, so like especially for love and things like that, and like a lot of dating apps and stuff. So I would go and take that photo, and then I will like go to some apps or like some guides like for face reading. I heard you also do face reading. So I myself like look like, is this guy from the match itself, is he like a good guy? So I use like the face reading kind of like what's his fortune and like try to like see, or like I will go to like certain horoscopes, but end up they don't exactly turn out the way I tried to read them in that manner. But I myself sometimes would use all these like palm reading to kind of decide certain things. Like, should I go for this date? Will this be the one? I'll try to read that, like, is this the guy that is like the one from the palm reading, that kind of thing. So like I would kind of like follow a lot of like TikToks, because nowadays they own self like post their own readings on it, and like I would follow in a way. But half the time I'm like thinking to myself, like, is it like trying to project, like what you mentioned, trying to project like, am I coming from a place of fear when I come to this reading, like I scared cannot match, or am I coming to I just see whether it can match or not, that kind. Because I would say like how you say, like how if you project a fear, then sometimes it will project in a way like, oh, you start to victim. I have this like mindset, you are the victim, and then start to like go down that path and actually actualize the fortune. So like, to me as a person who is quite into this kind of thing, I'm like quite scared about like going into the victimhood and stuff like that. How do you try to like, as a palm reader, how do you try to not phrase it in a way that the person like goes down that route, like not to project fear?
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of customers like Janice also.
Because that time when the tarot card, the death card came out, then I'm like, wow, I'm like, wow, is this bad? Is this not? As an expert, like, do you always get that kind of like fear of like, what if I say something and then she will follow, set in stone, that kind of thing? How do you go about reading in a more neutral way, I would say?
There is no how, just do it lor. Really, it's simple, very powerful advice. This is honestly my own personal, unfiltered perspective. I'm very, very lucky and honoured that I have a space to be able to connect with so many amazing individuals and for them to share so many stories with me. But a lot of times, when people come, it's never about me, it's about them. So instead of always thinking whether I'm accurate, whether should I be project, it's not a me thing. I should be standing from a more discerning, impartial perspective to offer empathy if I can, to understand the other party perspective, understand without being emotionally reactive, because my emotions belong to me. It's not my responsibility to project fear or negative emotions. Emotions belong to me. You cannot just know that. When you embody that, you understand, you create the discernment to offer very firm but yet impartial readings, not clear. Clarity does not equate to making decisions for the person. It equates to understanding the impartiality of things and situations and offer the perspectives needed. But I'll make it very clear in all readings. I'll give a very clear disclaimer. Every reading, even for repeated clients like benefactors that come back, I'll make it very clear, right? Do not blindly listen to anything anybody say, especially me. Take all this a pinch of salt, because with your own intuition coupled with a strong moral compass, you will make a more positive impact over your own life than anyone else. It's not my responsibility to make decisions for the person. I'm not here to elevate or project laziness in other people. So instead of fearing whether this person's going to say things wrongly, I just have to be willingly embodying the responsibility to say things as it is, impartially, without projection. But of course, that being said, I'm also sometimes, I will also take stock and sometimes also reflect to really see, is my tone of voice healthy? Am I being responsible for my speech and stuff? I am also human, I'm not perfect, but if I hear for example, not so good feedback and stuff, I'll just take it impartially, be grateful for the chance of the reflection, and then try to adopt a better approach to connect.
I think that's the difference between TikTok. Yeah, really, that's the difference, because TikTok is they have a lot of tarot reading and things like that, but they just do to a general audience, and they just say anyhow, kind of today they kind of guess what's the reading for the day, but it's just to a general audience, so it kind of broadcast a bit of more leaving up to the audiences to guess their fate and things like that.
I am going for palm reading and fortune telling. I will appreciate that the person tell me the truth lah. If it's good, it's good. It's not good, it's not good.
Oh, that's
It is
true.
what it is lah. Yeah, I would truly appreciate that. Rather than you filter out the words and give me something that sugarcoat the words lah. I don't think I would appreciate that also. Yeah.
But it's not about sugarcoating. You can say things nicely or impartially,
Yes.
but we shouldn't be projecting too
Your own
much
feeling,
fear or even your personal feelings, because the session is never about me, it's about the other party.
Correct,
Actually,
correct.
It's a lot of focus.
it requires probably to some extent of discipline.
Yeah.
And it was never actually from what you've discussed. Actually, it was not about tarot or TikTok. Tarot or TikTok are just relatable platforms, execution method to bring about the message. Actually. So it's not, but sometimes we also have to be very clear. I'm pretty sure all those maybe say readers online, they're also saying this is just a general reading, but we cannot project
correct.
general reading as to our own destiny. Then that is our own responsibility to create that discernment. So it's never about the reader or the platform. It's our own natural, instinctive assumption about certain things that we probably need to maybe sometimes practice a bit of discernment.
I think that's interesting. Maybe if it's possible, we do a quick reading of Janice's palm.
Sure, no problem.
If you have any advices for her.
How old are you this year?
I'm 34 this year.
Last year after youth.
35? Is it?
35, no more youth already. I have no more youth now.
Do you had a potential relationship in your late 20s?
Yes, I did.
More likely it should be at around 27, 28.
Yes.
That logically, emotionally, you also projected hope that this could have been the affinity for you. There was both love and friendship element in it.
Yes.
You
Oh my
really
god,
saw-
wait.
Are you okay?
Yeah, wait, okay. Yes, continue.
And to a certain extent, you probably hoped
Wow.
and saw the projected potential,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there was the genuine love and friendship.
Yeah.
But then when it ended a few years ago, what you wanted in love flipped 180 degrees.
Yeah.
It's what you wanted flipped 180 degrees in the sense that you fully realized it was never about projecting potential, hoping to work hard to turn into reality. Presence over potential is more important.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow.
And then that's why you stayed single the last 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
And then even if you've been single for about 2 to 3 years, it's only the last 12 to 18 months that you really reflected to us, what did I do wrong? It's not that you're not a good catch, but it's more of you know that you are worthy, but where were you not fully accepting yourself to accept that you deserve the love that you want? You know what you want, but
Yes.
deserving what you want is two separate things. So it's something that actually you say, I don't want to be single, but you actually really wanted to be single because it was a good space for you to do your own deeper reflection. That's why you feel more ready for love now. Of course, but with the hopeful mindset, when's the right one going to come and stuff?
Yeah.
But if it doesn't come, you know that now you are gently and firmly more compassionate about your relationship yourself, and that also matters just as much as having somebody around, because you no longer project love to be your savior. You want a connection, not a space for you to feel safe to connect with someone.
Yes. Oh my god. I literally got chills because 27 is correct. I almost got
I
married.
didn't know about that.
I almost got married to this guy. Yeah, it's true. Whatever you said. Yeah.
Nobody in the office knows about it.
Oh my god.
Is it
It's
something
very
new?
accurate. Very accurate. The 27 is correct. And also, I almost got married to this guy that I thought would be the future. We were also very close. Yeah, very close in a very friend way. Then kind of also broke off in a how you mentioned. And my take on love is similar to what you mentioned. Like for me also, it's a bit scared to commit again, because I'm scared that this will happen too again, like the old relationship and things like that. And now it's more okay, as I'm single, I find more time to myself, and I see myself as more self-loving and things like that. Starting to appreciate myself more. Still open to love, still open to dates.
Do you want to put your Instagram handle
Right down there. Yeah, but that's very on the dot. Like, what do you see?
Your hand lines, lor.
Yeah, but which one?
So is there a point where we can tell when she will be ready for another
More likely
relationship?
the next 2 years.
Oh,
Which is specifically at around 35, 36.
is it after this video?
Wow.
Everyone will come to me. everyone will come to me.
So
Wow.
when it comes to relationship, which line are we looking at?
Yeah, which one?
It's actually a combination of everything. It's not just one set in
The
stone
whole
line.
line.
So it's specifically your heart line, to a certain extent also your lifeline, and the ratio of like your heart line and certain intersecting lines in your lifeline, and certain maybe say it can be like either crosses or like maybe say can collect triangles or even mounts on your palm, right? That allowed me to see, or for example, complete the reading.
Oh, that was so.
It's a combination of everything. It's not just one line that is set in stone. It's not just like, oh, this means this. There always has to be like the statistical ratio that you have to interpret and dissect.
Wow. It's actually like almost like science. Am I too believing in this? No, but it's so accurate though.
Yeah, manifesting it.
Thank you for
Oh, wow.
You want to check your health?
I think love life can.
I love life. So how do you feel after?
It's so different from what I expected. Because like personally, I myself also see, you know, like you go online, then they will show you like what lines to read, like how he asked, like which line do you see, which line do you see. But when you read in person, like the reading was so quick. She was just there, and then after that, she just say out a lot of the even thinking. I did not expect like for you to also read like how, like interpret how I also thought after the relationship. I did not expect that. In a way, like I expected you to say like, oh, okay, here, you expected this, maybe in the future like that. But I did not expect for you to also say about like the perspective of my thoughts after the relationship, like how I view love, and like also like how after relationship, like the mindset of me being single for a while, and then what the change of mindset. I think that was very different from a lot of the kind of fortune telling that I experienced in my life. Like not the one at the temple, you know, like super feng shui.
After hearing it today,
Yeah.
will you change any action?
I think I might. In a way, like it made me understand my perspective clearer in a way. Like how you just now said, like how I took a certain point of like after my relationship. Actually, I am like for myself, I would think that I'm pretty open to being in a relationship. But also like the point where you mentioned like I'm not that ready, like even though I'm like, oh yeah, okay, but like being single, like how I also appreciate like myself being alone. I think that part was put to me quite clearly when you said it in that way. And it's like, oh yeah, it makes me think like, actually I appreciate myself, like the alone time. And also this period of time, what I supposed to see, like when I'm alone, I love myself more, appreciate myself more, being by myself. So
You
I think,
genuinely enjoy your presence.
Yeah,
more.
yeah, I think
it's not
that-
that you assume that
Yeah.
you are like perfect or whatever. You take accountability to also want to work on your shortcomings. But it's funny because it's from the perspective of you knowing that you are worthy and you're fully willingly responsible. Not just, oh, I don't have a choice, but like I genuinely want to be responsible.
Yeah. I think that when you put it that way, it makes me like, oh yeah, okay. It gives me confidence in a way, like, oh, okay, I can see that part of myself. Yeah. So I think that was very touching in a way. Like I kind of get that because I read a few articles about how your palmistry like inculcates self-love. I think that was the part that I was like, oh, that's different from the usual kind of like fortune telling that I really appreciate. For me, in a way, different from all those that I see before is like the part where she tells me about my perspective. I think that was the part that I appreciate and like kind of see clearer. Yeah, understand myself.
When
Yeah.
it comes to palm reading also, is there a set of things that the customer or the client, before coming to you, they should be aware of?
Oh yes.
In terms of like their mindset, should they be in the right space of mind? Or sometimes they have very negative thoughts, then they come to you for palm reading. Then it may become a spiral down, right? So is there certain customers that you would reject? Say maybe this time now you're not suitable for palm reading first, or?
I will never ever expect my clients to be in a inverted commas happy space, and in fact I'm very honoured and lucky if they feel that it's a safe space to share, because sometimes a lot of times we think that in life, honestly, we think we have a lot of like friends or people that we can talk to. Honestly, I don't think that's very common, and I really feel very lucky if people are willing to share things with me. But basically I cannot go against my morals to do any form of reading, so that's my one clear boundary that I can't compromise. So in Chinese 就是不可以伤天害理，不可以违背原则。So usually when we start the session, because obviously it's connecting with me through social media platforms or WhatsApp or Telegram, I will also send a palmistry related video disclaimer to give an overview of what palmistry really is about and what to look out for. So like for example, do not project that everything in life is either good or bad. It's just a reflection of who you are right now and what it can potentially be. So it's like giving them the statistical sort of like not necessarily explanation or definition of what palmistry is, but what to potentially expect of perspective. And also a lot of times when we start the session, the first thing I'll ask is may I know what's the clarity that you hope to have today, or may I know what you probably want to know about. So it's a two-way thing for me to really hope to support my benefactors to better understand how can I potentially create a higher ROI of guidance potentially for them, and then see how I can align the session to not make it so impartial that it might not be able to support them. Simultaneously is for me to weed out clients that are trying to use this reading as a platform of taking advantage of other people, which is something that I do not allow, like strictly do not allow. Right? For example, if you want to use this reading to like harm other people or like screw up other people's families' lives or like harm other people to like steal their money or that kind of thing, absolute no go. I'll just refund the deposit and I'm not taking this session.
It sounds very malicious also.
Rather than malicious, I think that sometimes if we see from a very discerning perspective, everybody is suffering, but we cannot use our suffering and project it onto others as an escape route for ourselves. So that's something that I fully do not align with, and I will not do a reading on that.
Your job itself becomes like a counseling session for
Yeah, it does
the customers
though.
also.
Yeah.
I never really saw it as counseling. It's more like I really see every session as a platform of empowering connection.
That's a nice word, empowering
I
connection.
think the word empowering was like the key for me just now also. Like wow, that was one thing I took away. And I was like empowered to love myself also. That was what I felt too.
Just a sidetrack. So when we talk about, you also do face readings, right? So what about people who do plastic surgery?
It doesn't really matter because the way that I do face reading is a little bit different. My intention of face reading was never about reading a person's fortune. Maybe say I put it on my site also. It's actually about reading the person's impartial core characteristics.
Wow.
So it's not about deciding their future. So maybe some people will come to me to probably say, try to understand a little bit deeper about the people they're going to hire. So HR managers will hire me to see whether this person is rather than good fit, more like what's his impartial characteristics even in his or her corporate job or in his career, to better understand how to work with his or her impartial strengths or weaknesses. People will sometimes potentially show me their helpers, their friends, their family, things like that. So I cannot really see into their future, but it's more of like what are their impartial strengths and weaknesses. Because in life we play and we align with many different roles, and our perspectives even in love and career, even in our personal life with ourselves, are very different. So naturally they'll show up differently with different perspectives and different characteristics that might be inspired by their perspective at any one point in time in life. So even if you do plastic surgery, it does not matter, because what I see is that I will tune into my intuition and read into the person's eyes. So you can do surgery all you want, but read into the person's eyes, but I just can have the eyes covered, like kind of sunglasses. Basically like opaque, cover.
So technically it's like usually like the eyes,
Yeah,
is
I'll
the
just
window
tap
to the soul.
Yes, that's really true. Actually, I'll tap into my intuition to read this person's impartial characteristics, and that's how I do the reading. It's not so much of like deciding the person's future, but more of like how to potentially align with this person and how this person generally is like. But I try to give a more impartial overview, like, because I don't truly fully believe like there is good or bad. Like say for example, all of us, we all have our impartial strengths and weaknesses, right?
Yes.
And then we wouldn't like it if just because we did something wrong, that does not mean that we are a bad person. But we wouldn't like it if people just say that they condemn us or judge that we are bad just because we did a mistake.
Yes, I agree with that also. I think a lot of times it's just 适合不适合 lor.
But I didn't know that HR also can also do that. Should we do that for our company too? Ling, please.
Sign NDA. Go to MOM, then what will the MOM say?
That'd be amazing though. As in like, also it's like to see a person, if the person is compatible or not, like the personality.
So I don't make decisions on whether
yes.
I don't ever say yes or no. It's more like, and I will tell them, if you want to approach me, Ken is Ken. But it's maybe say if you really decide to choose this person already, then how to work with this person's impartial strengths and weaknesses,
Right.
how to empower, motivate this person to do well in this job willingly. Not so much of this person should be in this role, or if you decide to be this person in this role, how to maybe say work with this person's potential weaknesses, to be careful as well, because good bosses doesn't mean they're perfect, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So I will also advise it's not just about, don't expect the subordinate to do well when you yourself you're not a good boss also. But it's more like the impartial strength and weakness between two parties to work with each other well in a more like aligned and good manner. So in Chinese, I always like to say like 以和为贵, how to like connect each other to create the right growth moving forward.
Yeah, I think for employers' perspective, I would love to know how to maximize the potential of my employees and how do we actually help them to reach that stage.
Yeah.
Because
So
everybody's
hard.
characters are different. Chinese is different from Ramon.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, so we need to know how to play to their strengths. Everybody's strengths different, so I think that's very helpful also. That perspective. Yeah.
Do you do that for couples too? Like,
Yes. So unintentionally in the end, maybe say it will feel a little bit of like if they're already together, it can be a combination of face and tarot reading.
like for palms? What about
Palm also have couples come together, they do back-to-back sessions, so you do the impartial statistics. So I can see the yearly forecast as well from palm lines, because your minor lines, your where it might affect your monthly inverted commas luck or what to potentially look out for, actually change every month. That's why some of my clients come back, no obligations. I tell everybody no obligations. But if they want to come back, also it's more of like seeing deeper into how the year may potentially pan out for them and what to not just look out for, how to utilize their strengths to actually work on capitalizing better fulfillment and growth. Not just limited to financial, but emotional, mental, spiritual. And also at the same time, maybe say if they're coming as a couple, they probably want to find out a little bit more about their inverted commas love luck that year, or maybe say just giving some advices or impartial perspective on how to work on the love to create better connection.
So let's say if a customer is coming to you, so what are the good questions they can ask you? Not the bad questions, but maybe some good questions they can ask you that can help them with their life.
Personally, I don't maybe say define what is good or bad. It's more of like even inverted commas bad questions are actually good questions. So you're very clear what people are expecting. Then it's a chance for me to be able to probably say inverted commas spice up the reading by giving them clearer clarity on what this, for example, negative situation or this negative state actually might potentially lead them to. But if you carry on projecting victimhood, then there might be issues.
Yes.
However, if we use a more empowering mindset to take stock and responsibility of ourselves and use our impartial strengths and weaknesses to create that kind of confidence, to use the right morals to work harder or smarter on ourselves, thus creating a better future of ourselves, it's more inspiring for me. So bad questions are never bad. It's also a lesson for me to learn how to facilitate the reading to create better empowerment for my benefactors with my clients. So there's no specific good or bad, but a bad question for me personally is utilizing the space for your own selfish intentions against the right moral compass. So those are bad questions, and bad questions lead to no reading. I'll just define it. No reading, sorry. I won't do it.
I think it's good. I will also appreciate this kind of like space to like, even if it's like no questions are bad, like every questions are valid, that kind of space. Yeah, if I were a person that comes in, I will also appreciate that.
Yeah, when we talk about fate and also actions, that I personally, that's my personal belief, I think actions determine more than fate. So sometimes I believe when I talk to people, so they say, hey, this is my 命咯，就是我的命就是这样咯。I get very turned off when people talk like that.
Oh yeah, me
sometimes.
too.
So when you receive such clients' comments, what's
All
the
the time.
perspective? All the time. How do you actually inspire them to take action? I don't know, because my perspective is actions can change one person's fate. If you say that I am, maybe I go for palm reading or whatever fortune telling last time, they say this is your life, but I quite punny lah. I will go against it, right? So I'll try to do whatever I can to overcome that. Yeah, like for me, I know personally, my body is 吃一点点就会肥的 those kind, right? Then I will try to work more harder lah, exercise more. So I think the actions take harder. Then I have colleagues who have maybe don't want to, because they are already bigger size, they don't want to take action to lose weight. So this kind of things makes me very turned off. But if you encounter such clients, how do you actually motivate them?
But this is just a personal perspective.
Yeah.
I never ever believed that we belong to fate. And that's why literally life is in our hands. But this is just a clear reflection of your conscious and subconscious actions, and also working in what's potentially meant for you to create that reality. But sometimes over-empowering determination but not having the right perspective might not still lead you to your desired outcome. A lot of times it's not about learning to work harder, it's by working smarter, by unlearning what no longer suits you. So true transformation doesn't happen from sheer determination. Only a consistent, willing transformation of perspective, or simultaneously creating better, elevated actions that align with your potential. Two in one, then you can parent that consistent transformation and allow it to be reflected in your life. So it's not just about sheer determination. So we have to sometimes question and reflect ourselves, do critical thinking to ask, why are we so determined? From what perspective is coming from? Is it from a perspective of empowerment or lack? So if you work very hard from a perspective of lack, right, then all you're going to get is the reflection of being recognized for that effort and hard work that you put in, but it does not translate to positivity. But positivity is not being delusional or everything is fine. It's a missed difficulty creating that inner confidence to transcend the challenges, to align yourself to what you truly want. Now that's a very big difference. So perspective actually matters. In fact, personally to me, it matters the most.
Your own perspective, and also you have to know what you want. That's quite clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
I think personally also for me, like perspective, like some people, like how he mentioned, like some people would be in their own world, like cannot, like really cannot. I also feel like because they're in a bubble and they're not exposed to experiences and things like that, that's why they have a certain perspective in a way. Like for example, like trying out for a couple, like the traditional way is like, go to a bar or party and then
No, I don't go. Probably, yeah.
I mean, last time nowadays it's like, like there's apps and things like that. Then like they're in their own bubble and then they have that perspective, but they don't expose themselves to other options and stuff like that. So I would say that maybe that perspective would change with exposure too, in a way.
To a certain extent, I think. But because, for example, if you say going to a bar, going to a party, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's just wanting to not even just have fun, not having fun with each other, but just a way to, for example, have a life outside of work. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just enjoying themselves. But it's the intention. Because when you meet and connect people, it was never the platform issue. Sometimes we'll project like, it's the bar problem, it's the club problem. Is it the bar problem, or is it our own problem for choosing somebody who's not good? You can meet somebody who's not good, even at a park. It was never about the location. It's about actually our intention, and somebody bad can come to us, right? But it's also, is we choose to connect the person, right? So instead of complaining why the person is so bad, right? First we should also reflect, right? Why we choose the person.
It's our response to it.
It's our responsibility to also create the discernment with our automatic response.
Yes.
Yeah, because I also do have friends like, like what you mentioned, like, how come I go to club, always got the guys all not so good one come to me. That kind of like situations. Then I'm like thinking, is it like because she, like attraction of law, she think this way, then the person come to her
people
this
go
way.
to club, they expect some certain things, ma.
Really?
I'm not too sure.
mindset.
If you go to club, for example, I don't know about now people go to club or not. But like last time when you go to club, it's like, sure, got like someone will come and like dance together, that kind of thing.
Really?
I don't think it's a
I'm not
place
too
to
sure.
connect and to
Or like maybe at
have
the
a
bar.
deeper connection, lah.
Personally, I resonate with his perspective, because when I go
really?
clubbing, right, I was like, it's the DJ, it's
Yeah,
my close friend's birthday, and I just like to party
You
with
go there
people
for
that I know.
party, for drinks,
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
strictly for enjoyment and connection with my friends, like just having fun. So I don't know new people. When I know people, I'm like, hello everybody, nice to meet you. Just like that. Then you just like connect, like fun, with no deeper intention.
You also cannot talk in club so loud.
Sure. Like my voice will hurt, I just want to have fun and enjoy the music.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because
I don't think it's the
some of my
right place
friends.
to build deeper
connect.
relationship, lah.
Then
Yeah.
I mean, my friends go there sometimes to get picked up. Something like that lah, like to get picked up. I don't know. Is
Yeah
that?
lah.
Yeah, there's some perspective like, girls who go to club, like they want to get picked up by guys, and then that's how they get to know a guy better, and then possibly blossom into a relationship. Like my sister, for example.
Rare cases, lah. Those are rare cases.
My sister, for example, I mean, she had no intention, but she met her husband
Yeah, I do.
at
I do
Butter
hear of
Factory.
stories.
Oh, serious?
Yeah,
Butter Factory is so long ago. That's almost 2 decades ago.
very
no?
long ago.
But there's nothing wrong. It was just because they had no expectation of meeting anybody.
Oh,
But
yes.
just nice. It was just a
space.
very fun, impartial platform for them to connect and know each other. But I'm pretty sure their love didn't develop in the club. It developed outside of the club, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was just a platform for them to meet, but the connection happened outside.
So maybe my friend might be trying too hard. Is that a way to say?
I think there are better platforms. Better places to talk. If you want to understand a know a person, you need to talk, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I
It's
mean,
not
I
a
get
place
the
to talk.
intention as well.
Yeah.
The main intention is the one that drives the outcome. Certain.
It largely depends how the facilitation of the day-to-day actions and habit will happen, which will largely inspire, influence the outcome.
Do you have any stories to share with us about how palm readings actually help your clients love life and all things like that? Is there anything that you can share?
I think I will not talk about any specific story because I have strict NDA policy.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
even if I don't say name or gender, just in case my benefactor or my client
Yes,
sees
yes.
it, right? Then
Yeah.
I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. But generally, the crux of or the root of why I do reading is actually with the intention of support or empowerment. So a lot of times I'm very, very grateful and honored if I'm able to be given this space to connect with my benefactors, to potentially align with their natural character and with impartial perspective, give them probably a certain sense of understanding, which they think that I give them clarity, but I don't take any credit.
Yep.
The clarity was already in them. I'm just very lucky to help them see their own clarity. So a lot of times readings might probably be more aligned to a certain extent, certain creation of deeper understanding within ourselves to make peace with certain outcome, or maybe say if in a good outcome, how to capitalize on this good affinity to create even better connection.
Yeah.
So it's just a space of like discussion, elevation of perspectives, and to let them see very partially like what the real situation is.
Yeah, I would think so. So like a lot of times, I think inner stories and inner voice are actually more helpful, and you probably already know what you're gonna do next. Also, you just need somebody to affirm that. Also,
Oh yeah.
I think you personally know it's just that you don't take actions. Also.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
my own
like
perspective.
sometimes that's why like some people also say like self-talk. Like when you talk to yourself, it helps as well. Like when you talk out loud to yourself and you affirm yourself, I can do it. Like sometimes when I do workout and then I feel like I cannot, but if I tell myself I can do it, okay, I can do it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think in a way it works similar, like the clarity that you get lah.
When we talk about palm readings, are we able to do any simple guides with the audience to show them?
I will just give like a quick maybe say like tip on or break certain myths.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Okay. Everybody thinks that your lifeline
Where's the
equates
lifeline?
to your longevity. So this is your lifeline.
Okay.
So this is your lifeline.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's from the side of your palm all the way down.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody assumes that the length of your lifeline equates to the longevity of your life. That's utter bullshit.
Hey, quite long leh.
You cannot project the longevity of your lines to not eat clean, not have a healthy mindset.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
So still must eat clean, eat well, sleep well, think happy thoughts. Okay, guys.
Yes.
So a lot of times the length of the line, even the curve or how the line concaves within, right? It's about your core characteristics, your life's vitality, how you manage challenges in life, and even on your lifeline, I can see potential health issues. So maybe say, for example, you have more sensitive organs or areas of your body you have to probably have a little bit more care, take a little bit more care on, or maybe have a bit more focus a little bit more attention on. It's also of the longevity of your life, because I've met a lot of clients that they know of people as well that have very long lifelines, but they can die before 60,
True.
or they leave Earth before a certain time.
Nothing is set in stone. Like, I also feel like.
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah.
And also, if there is a cross in between your heart line and your mind line, so can you see like there's a cross here?
I have also.
Yes, and the cross is touching both the heart and the mind line. That is called the mystic cross. So the mystic cross is, it's not that you're going to be like Baba Vanga, like, you know, like woo-woo to predict work. And neither are your like Transformers. You will really understand how to maybe say connect with yourself, because it actually represents mental, emotional, and spiritual awareness, all the natural inclination and curiosity to spirituality.
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, being maybe say curious, hopeful, or aligned to understanding and resonating that not everything maths and science can explain, or full pure logic can explain.
Right.
So rather than projecting a lot of fear or hope on it, it's more like the curiosity or slight alignment can create or develop a better relationship with yourself. So a lot of people who have these, right, they'll probably be a little bit more curious about readings, or when we go to a bit more readings, or maybe they're a little bit more spiritually inclined as well. Spiritually does not mean like you have woo-woo spiritual powers. It can be maybe say slightly higher intuition,
Believe in a
sensing,
higher power also.
to some extent, believing or resonating with understanding that there is a direction of a higher power, universe alignment, things like that.
Yeah,
I personally believe the universe.
I have. We're also doing this episode closer to Chinese New Year. What about
Oh, yes.
wealth lines and all? Is there anything that...
I need to break some assumption. There are
Yes.
some people that ask me,
Yeah.
say, see the palm, right? Then
Yeah.
they say, can you give me 40 number? Do I look like God of wealth to you? I'm not Cai Sen Ye, okay? I'm a palm reader, not Cai Sen Ye, you know?
How many
That's one
times have you
of
tried 40
like,
before?
so sometimes I'll be very sarcastic, right? I'll be very sarcastic. I look at it, I was like, look, after all, I'm running a 正经 business, no?
Oh yes.
Do you think I'll charge 308 an hour just to give you 40 numbers? If I have the number, I won't even give you. I will for myself and not work, no?
Yeah,
Or if I really can see number, I will charge you 3088. And if you really win, there'll be a legal binding contract that you have to give me 10% of a commission.
Yes.
That makes no sense, no?
Yes.
And I was like, what number? I was like, huh? Common sense is not very common. I'll use it for myself.
Yeah.
But okay, what was that? Then I was like, do I look like God of Wealth to you? I'm a palm reader. Wrong genre, yeah, okay?
Yeah.
No. I don't see numbers. So yeah, I need to break the assumption. I don't see numbers. If he asks universe to do the work for you, shouldn't you be working smart with your potential, turn your potential into reality to get financial remuneration? They say, that's your answer. I say, yeah, that's my answer. Some come to me, it's like sometimes they feel like,你poor了. I say, 没有poor，但是我只是跟你讲现实而已啊。
Yeah, it's,
It's
the truth. It's the
true.
truth. Yeah. I think the mindset when they go in is not correct.
Wealth is something that you can take actionable.
Of course.
Yeah, so it's like almost the same like throughout everything. It's like
But I believe in not working hard but working smart.
Yeah, lah.
You have to align what your potential is,
Work
coupled with
correctly lah.
discipline, yes, and accountability.
Happy
Right,
Chinese
right
New
place,
Year.
right time also. Right?
Anybody they wanna come? Just let you know first. Don't ask me for 40 numbers.
Auto
I
also
want
no.
you. I want you get at least 20 times. Last time I was just saying, I'm not God well, but I repeat so many times. I'm like, this is not my department.
Is there any love line or anything created to
like any myth about love line?
Oh, so a lot of people assume that your love line depicts how you should love, but people don't realize that what you decide to do in love is reflected on your hand lines. Or some people will ask, if I cut an affinity line at a younger age, will I find my partner? Do you think cutting your palm is gonna find you a partner? It's like sometimes they ask the question, I'm like, it's like a question mark. I say no, cutting an affinity line on your heart line is not going to give you a partner.
Yeah, we don't encourage self-harm.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't change.
Yes. So do the work to love yourself, connect yourself while going out. I mean, obviously, the charming, emotionally regulated partner is not going to drop from the sky straight to a present box. It's not something you can order on Shopee, Lazada, or Amazon. So it's like, for example, if you have the potential to meet a partner, but if you already sit at home, your partner's not going to be delivered to the doorstep to you. You still have to go out to take the actions to connect with people. But amidst the connection, when you work with yourself to better understand what kind of connections you want, connecting better yourself to create a better connection, that's how you turn your affinity potential into reality. It's not like, I'm ready for love and it's going to drop from the sky. It's not going to drop from the sky.
So the love line tells you your own inner how you like to be loved?
To a certain extent, and also maybe say when you are more ready for love and how to act on that, or what are some actionable steps to potentially turn this affinity into reality.
Maybe you can tell somebody who is more suitable or certain characteristic that is more suitable for yourself also, or
Yes.
interesting.
But
Sorry,
it's not
I
like that.
sidetracked. So what kind of person is suitable for Chinese?
First things first, I need to ask, are you comfortable with me sharing?
Yeah, if you are okay.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to protect
Yes, yes, of
privacy
course,
and
of course,
stuff.
of course.
Listen, the guys can listen
Yeah.
also.
So you're okay with me just
Yeah,
after the
of
sharing,
course, yeah.
you give me the green light, the permission?
Yes, I give the green light for her to share. And I also give the green light for people who think that people who start the profile, please drop like 90 M's.
Slide into her
Yes,
DM.
of course.
Okay.
Oh, my palms can tell. Okay. I'm I would say I'm quite rabak though. You
say
cannot
that.
see, but behind the camera, our camera director is laughing a lot.
She's right.
Okay, can I check?
Okay.
So you really give me green light?
Yes, of course.
Okay, first things first, this person must be good looking. Okay,
Oh my
charming.
God, yes.
So it's not like you expect some like a celebrity looking person or like wow, like 神仙下凡, like male goddess descended upon from heaven onto earth. No, but it's more of like it has to be your definition of charming and attractive.
Yes.
And that's the first thing. So but you know that relationship is not about that. But if the first visual or vibe alignment is not resonating with your definition of charm or attractive, 你看都不用看. It's like
Yes.
no judgment, no putting on person. I just don't feel anything.
Yes,
But
yes.
you're also very clear logically that it's not just about looks or like the external. It's like you have to feel emotionally compatible with the person. But you're also quite logical to think if I don't feel enough for this person and the love cannot sustain, then you also don't want.
Oh yes, yes.
Then if you sense and see like the resonance with the physical attractiveness and also you feel emotionally connected with this person, you're also quite impartial about the life value. So means to say, for example, if this person is not compatible with my life values, not that this person has to be perfect, but if the life values are not compatible, logically you no longer it won't work out, then you won't put so much hope. If you need to end, you need to end.
Yes. Oh my god.
And it must fulfill all three criteria where this person is just irrevocably charming to you in your way physically, while emotionally you logically sense and feel also that this love that the amount or depth of love that you have for this person can really take you through your life.
Yes.
And also at the same time, impartially the values resonate, then you will really project the potential of, okay, I really want to work on this relationship long term, or if not, don't waste my time.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's true. Then what I mean by charming, like, yeah, correct. Good looking. No need to be, like, no need to Chris Evans. It doesn't need to be that. It's like, yeah, it's exactly almost like how you put it in a way. Like charming and the values is like can carry a conversation would be great. like deep talk and I slowly flow into that, and then you can align with deeper understanding. That'd be great, like, so talk to me. Don't talk to me yet, but talk to me. Go once if you think you match. Yeah, like that's how I also would really want my partner to be, like, to also align the values properly. Like, you can be charming, but if the values don't align in a way, like for me personally, I'm the kind that believe that kindness is something that will definitely win. There's always time to be kind. That's what I always think. That's a value. There's always time to be kind, even in a very, very like cutthroat situation. There's always time to be kind. There's always time to give the space for a person to listen. I think that's my value. And if a person can match that and like also understand that kind of like perspective, that is. Yeah, that's very on the ball. That's what I want.
What are the actions that you are taking to?
What are the actions? I'm definitely not going to club anymore. I mean, like clubs and everything, in a way, like I'll probably actionable one. I will go in more intention to probably get to know the person more. Yeah, I think that would be my actionable point for dating, because I used to come into like dating like to find a partner. Like, okay, I get to be something like, I need to hit. I'm 30 already. I still not like. I used to panic like this, and then after being by myself, then I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Find the right one. Like, cause I see my sister and her husband very, very in love, and I'm like, oh, I want that kind. And like they're not like the ideal couple. They still fight and stuff like that, but it looks nice. And I see other couples also having a good relationship. Like I want that. And like I see them connecting on a deeper level. So I'll probably approach it in a way of an intention, like get to know the person, and also like it's for long, so probably get to know more. It's not just a one-time thing, no love at first sight kind of thing.
Yeah.
So probably that's my actionable intention now. But yeah, I still go on apps. I was telling them I have to go on apps, but I'm a bit scared.
Fighting is common for a relationship.
Yeah.
Don't fight, then you got problem. Don't fight means give up already, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think probably I'll take those steps and also be kind in a way like I recently learned that opinions are just who they are. You know, like certain opinions, sometimes I'll be like, last time when I was young, I was like, but why they think like that? Like, like, you know, when you see social, how come they like that? Why do they act this way? Like, you're not common sense, that kind of thing. But recently I realized, like, after like a lot of talking with other people, also like just now what you mentioned, like certain people, there's no good or bad. Like some people are just like, perspective is this way, or some people have the exposure this way, or some people are just grown to a certain way that they think this way, but it's not that it's set in stone. That person probably was in the moment. So I'm like, right now I'm thinking like, so the opinion is more like that in the moment, they probably had this exposure. Now I'm more curious instead of triggered. That kind of like perspective change.
Such a powerful perspective. And a very, very good perspective.
Yeah, I was writing it down myself. I was like, wow, this you're a genius.
Grow up already, I think it's important to not judge people's stories or what people's actions are. Because you don't know whether at the end of the day, we may turn out like that also.
Exactly.
Right? You won't know, ma, exactly. Because you say people maybe 60 years old or 70 years old do something funny, right? But maybe when they are 30 or 40, they are also like you and me. What are the actions that became like that, and what are the thought process?
It's not pitying or like any like empathy or something. It's just being curious. Just being curious, not triggered.
I think more of understanding why it happens and how we can prevent that from happening. I think that's more important.
In a way, So I think that's one I would say would be actionable thoughts, as well as I think today I definitely gained more clarity on that too. And definitely more clarity, and like it kind of puts me in the mind like, okay, this is what I want. So it kind of set that mindset a little bit better.
Is there any red flags line that you will can see on the red flags and red flags? Like cheater. Like people who will be more prone to gambling.
Actually, yes, have. Being more prone to cheating or gambling, or that can also see. But all those lines are not set in stone because nobody's born a gambler or a cheater. It's actually our emotional reaction to ourselves that might facilitate certain inclination or gravitating to a certain form of habit.
Yeah, I believe so too.
But if they're already used to it, the lines will appear. Then when they tell me, they say they don't gamble or they don't lie, I just be like,
the lines will become deeper.
Avoidance lines on certain activities can see one.
Wow.
Yes, but it's not like anybody's born like this, actually.
Right. How do we see? Check out.
Relieve that.
But then usually for this, I will not like say that. As usual, I won't say, "Oh, you're a bad person." But it's more like I'll just make it very clear that if you don't work on this, then there might be consequences. I'll list out the consequences. Then it's up to you to decide whether you want to be this kind of person. But if you want to carry on this kind of habit, right? Then after, if they come back, then they start complaining like, "Oh, I didn't deserve this and stuff." Then I'll just gently remind them. But
I told you
so. I told you so is very harsh. They are already suffering. They don't have to suffer deeper. But I'll just say that. Circling back to the previous session, it was a conscious choice that you made, and we just have to be really responsible for consequences now. Reflect from this and what actions that you can do next. Because if I don't want to hear "I told you so," then I won't do it to other people.
Correct lah. Inside my heart, I say only. Okay, are there any final tips for our audience with regards to love life and all?
I think when we are able to love ourselves deeply, then we are able to connect and create love with others, because life is a pure reflection of us. So if we want the right partner, then we have to be the right partner first. And being the right partner first, it means to say you accept. You don't just know you're worthy, you accept you're worthy. You work with your potential or even your timeline. Timeline is just a space for you to embody your potential. Can love deeply, but you don't have to lose yourself in love. And that's where you connect. You don't transact with love assuming love is a spot for you to take away your insecurities or your worries. But when you're able to embody and represent love, then love will find its way to you, because you're what you attract. You're not what you chase, you're what you attract.
Wow, that's a great...
I agree
with that. That's a great line. It's so powerful.
I think that's all the time that we have for today's Break It Down session. I hope you all enjoy the time. I totally enjoyed the time.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation.
I feel like you can go forever.
Yeah, I think you can go forever if you don't stop somehow. But if you are interested in finding out more about your fate and your life, and maybe getting some advice for your love and life in general, you can connect with Ling from IG. And if you enjoyed this episode and want to have more episodes, please like and subscribe and join our channel. Yep, and see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Thank you.